Hello friends, I had a comment a little while ago about this ink, Diamine Masquerade from the Ink Vent calendar, and I will tag that person down below because I don't remember their name off the top of my head, but they said, wouldn't it be great to have this color ink but without the shimmer? And I thought, okay, I could definitely like try to do that. And as a little bonus, this could show you guys how I very informally mix my inks. So I just did not shake this up because obviously we want to see the color as much as possible without the shimmer added. So I'm going to just do a swatch here in my Tomoe River notebook. And we're going to try to match this color. So I thought this color should be relatively easy to, that was like coming off really wet off the nib. This should be a relatively easy color to match. It doesn't seem too complicated, but we'll see if I eat my words on that. So that is the Masquerade base color. It is a pinky brown. On camera, it's looking a lot more brown than pink. For some reason, this always seems to happen to me. The inks that have like a subtle pink undertone or are not like overtly pink, they show up more brown on camera, and I'm not sure why that is, but this definitely is more pink in person. So I might have to, I don't know if what I can do, like maybe insert pictures at the end, because obviously we're not matching what I'm seeing on the camera, we're matching what I'm seeing on the page. Anyways, I thought that a good combo of inks to try first would be Ferris Wheel Press Spadina Rose and Monteverde Moonstone. I did just try it on another piece of paper and it seemed to be a good match, but I want to go ahead and try it again. So first I'm gonna do Moonstone, and I have my little ink syringe here. So I'm just gonna do like 1 drop of each at first, although I think we need a higher ratio of pink to brown. So I'm gonna do, that was like a pretty hefty drop too. So let me clean out my syringe. I have a little jar of water over here. And I'm going to add now the Spadina Rose. And this is typically how I mix inks. I usually do it in this notebook before like a vial or anything, just to kind of like mix them on the paper and see if I like them together. So I'm gonna do 1 fat drop like that. Oops. Well, that was supposed to be like that first one. Shoot. Okay, see how unscientific I am? I told you. Anyways, let's mix these together. Yeah, that's looking really, really brown. And typically the Tomoe River can handle the wetness of the ink. So that definitely needs more Spadina Rose. So that's about, I would say, 4 parts Spadina Rose and 1 part Moonstone. And honestly, like, I think that's a match. I know you can't really tell on camera, and I made a big, this is so wet. I think this probably will bleed through the paper, but I have a blotting sheet underneath, so that's okay. But let me try to suck up some here on the nib.
So this is Moonstone plus I think that is actually a really good match.
So now that we see that, now I'm going to take some and put some in a vial. And this is where like the measuring gets a little bit more precise because I can see exactly how much I'm putting in the vial. So let's say that that was 4 parts Spadina Rose and 1 part Moonstone. I'm going to do 1/2 ml of Moonstone and 2 ml of Spadina Rose. because I don't want to make like a full vial right now, just in case I need to add more. So I'm going to go ahead and do two milliliters of Spadina Rose. Oops. And 1 milliliter of Moonstone, but first I'm going to clean out my syringe again. I want to go halfway between 2 and 3. Okay. So let's start with that and see how that was. And then we will take our glass dip pen. Okay, that actually is looking a little bit too brown still, so need to add in
some more Spadina Rose, I think. So let me do 4 parts Spadina, 1 part Moonstone. It's not too far off, so let me just add another half a mil of the Spadina Rose. So I'm going to do another half a mil. There's a lot of bubbles in here right now, so I'm just going to go up to the 3 mil mark.
So this is like a pretty easy mix. I've done other mixes where I've added like 6 different inks. And maybe that's because I needed like more experience and didn't really need to add all those. But this seems to be relatively easy. I don't know, I think we still might need a little bit more.
Pink. So this is 2.5 mil or 5 parts Spadina, or Spadina, I never know how to say that. And half mil or 1 part Moonstone.
I am thinking it might just need a very, very small smidge more of the Spadina Rose. Then again, it also like has more of a saturation to it than this mixture is seeming to have. It could just be like the consistency of the ink. I don't know if you can tell that, but like see how it's coming out more watery here, which I think is due to the Spadina Rose because it is a more watery ink. So I'm wondering if maybe adding just like a touch of something else. Yeah, this is just kind of the process I go through. I'm thinking in my mind, like, what could I add? I would also like to show you, I had Ume Murasaki by Tatcha inked up last month, and I had it sitting on my to clean pile. And I actually do think that this is very similar to Masquerade. This is what Masquerade was inked in. It was also set to clean because there's like just barely any left. But I just thought we could write with these and you could see the difference. So this is, of course, this has the shimmer in it, but you'll still be able to tell. But look, that is very similar to that. So yeah, I think that is a good match. And then here is, let me zoom in more. Here is Tatcha. And I did notice when I was writing with this month that Tatcha is a little bit darker, but that could just be because the Masquerade was in a finer nibbed pen and the Tatcha was in a broader nib. So obviously it's going to come out looking darker. But if you didn't want to mix inks and you just wanted one that is very similar in its base tone. I think that this is almost an exact dupe, if not just a little bit darker. But yeah, I think Masquerade, I think this mix is pretty good. I think I might want to add a little bit something to add just a tiny bit more brown, but maybe a different tone of brown. This is looking a little bit more pink than these. I'm thinking maybe Kookaburra Crest by Van Diemans, because it is also a light, more neutral brown, but it leans more to the pinky side than Moonstone, which leans more to the cool tone side. So I might just add like a few drops of Kookaburra Crest and see how that goes. Let me do that and I'll come right back. So I've added a few drops. I added about 5 to 8 drops of Kookaburra Crest. I didn't want to do too much. So you can see it's still right at the 3 mil mark. Well, you probably can't see because it's a weird angle, but yeah, it was literally like probably 5 to 8 drops. Nothing too crazy. So here it is with that. Which just made it, yeah, it made it like a little bit more, I don't know, I think that was a good addition. I'll have to zoom out a little bit. Hold on one second. Also, I really like the texture of Kookaburra Crest. So it's still wet, but there it is. And then there's Masquerade. Again, it's looking much more pink on paper than it is in the camera. So this is looking much more brown in camera than it is in real life to my eyes. So I think once it dries, we're gonna see that it's a good match. And let me just write this out. So this is so let's compare this. I'll do a little squiggle here. And then I'll also do a little squiggle up here. And let's wait for it to dry and we'll see, but like as of right now, that is pretty darn close, if not a really perfect match. Look at that. In person, it looks even closer. So yeah, I think all of these are pretty similar, to be honest. Let me just write it above right where Masquerade is so that I can truly compare it to that and not the Ume Murasaki. Yeah, that is so close. Would you agree? I think so. All right, what do you guys think? What inks would you mix together to duplicate Masquerade with no shimmer? I'm gonna come back with just a shot of it when it's all dry, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.